Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. Well, didn't get a color and chat done last weekend, so I figure I better do one this weekend. Not real sure how long this is going to be. Probably shorter than normal. Just have a lot of other stuff to do. Uh, for the past few weeks, I have not been able to color a whole lot other than very simplistic, easy pictures to completely de-stress and relax. So I have been coloring a lot out of this book. I did a flip through of it a few weeks back. This is called Mystery Lines, and it is by Kira Shershneva, I think is how it's pronounced. It was available only on Etsy as a PDF. I did print it out, laminated the front cover and the back, and then took it to my local Office Max and had it bound. So, but this is the PDF version. She did take my suggestion, however, and it is now available in print on Amazon. So I will leave links down below to both the Amazon printed book as well as her Etsy shop if you want the PDF version, because I know some of you prefer PDFs. Some of us prefer books. I like the books better. So yeah, I thought I'm just going to do a color and chat out of something super duper easy so that we can just talk for a bit. So yeah, like I said, I've been coloring up a storm out of this book. And you know, I thought when I had it bound that I had it the correct way. But as you can see, the pictures are upside down. So that had to have been my mistake and not theirs, because I'm sure, you know, they put it in the machine the way I gave it to them. So, oh well. Yeah, I pretty much have the book done. I don't have a whole lot left in here, but I thought we're going to color this one. Again, not sure for how long, but I am doing this entire book with, if you've seen a while ago, I got a whole crap load of, these are by Dyvicl, and they are the dual metallic gel pens. They're pretty much identical to the Pentel Hybrid dual metallics, but these look a little bit different. The caps, and especially very different, is the bottom twists off to refill them, which I have never seen in a gel pen before. So yeah, very, very different. So I'm just going to color this one in black. I've kind of been going in the same order throughout the entire book. I'll do black, which has an orange to it. Then I do purple, and then blue, and then green. And so then I just start over. So this is the one nice thing about having it bound, though, is it just lays flat. So how is everybody? What are you? I don't even know. Does it pay to zoom in on this? Not going to be a whole lot to watch. Oh, what is everybody working on? Are you coloring? Are you diamond painting? What are you coloring and what are you using? It is a Saturday evening. Got a few other videos recorded. I had some diamond painting unboxings to do, and I have a couple more sitting here yet. So yeah, got a few more videos I want to get done yet tonight. I also have 1, 2, 3 flip throughs I have to do. Plus, I had recorded a whole bunch of them last weekend that I was working on, managed to get a few of them uploaded, and you know, got all the links and everything. And then I got some really bad news, and that kind of was the end of that. And that's probably, yeah, when's the last video I uploaded? I can't remember. why you haven't seen a whole lot of videos this week. And that's what I'm going to all go into. I was debating whether to make this video or not, but I guess I kind of wanted to explain what was going on in my life and why the channel may be changing for just a little bit. Okay, so if you're new to, one other thing I want to preface is, yeah, this video will be primarily about the house selling and buying that I've been going through for the past year. If you are new to my channel, yeah, been trying to sell my house for a year, and it has just been hell, especially lately. So I have already in the past gotten just a couple comments, but I did receive a couple comments stating something to the effect of, they were sick and tired of hearing me talk about my house. And I do appreciate their honesty. I mean, I do want to hear from you guys, and you let me know what you feel. But then the vast majority of you said, no, we like hearing about it, and that's what's going on in my life. And yeah, that's kind of what these color and chats are for. We talk about what's going on in our lives and so on and so forth, right? So, for those of you who don't like, or don't care to hear about the house and what's going on, I won't hold nothing against you if you don't want to watch any further, and you just click off this video. That's fine, because that is the majority of what this color and chat is going to be about. The other thing I want to preface this video with is the fact that not only have I been having a lot of stress and issues with the house, I've also been having some major dental issues, and it's kind of taken a back seat right now because of everything else going on, but I do have to address them soon. So if you hear me pronouncing some words a little funny, or you hear me talking a little funny, it is because of some big time dental issues that I am having. So yeah, when it rains, it pours. Okay, with that all out of the way, if you are new to my channel, yeah, I have been trying to sell my house since last August. And while it is a very nice house, around this area, it's a little bit higher priced house than what is really going at the moment. And so I've had a little bit of difficulty selling it. Plus, some things are a little outdated. I mean, there is some paneling on a few walls. The windows, could use some updating, and the cabinetry, kitchen cabinets, things like that. So yeah, been having to go through doing so many house showings, and that's hard enough, but then I babysit my 3 grandkids, and the youngest one just turned 1. Can you believe he's 1 already, guys? Yes. Last weekend before last, I should say, we had his 1-year birthday party. But, over the past year, of course, he was little bitty. And now he gets into absolutely everything. So I have to put everything up Well, when it comes to having a house showing, right before we have to leave, I have to put everything back down, have somebody hang on to Levi so he doesn't get into it, and then get all 3 kids out in the car as well as a dog. So, yeah. Then we drive around for an hour because can't sit still in one spot with a little one in the back in a car seat. He does not like that. So, yeah, then you get back home and somebody has to hang on to Levi while I put everything back up. So, yeah, house showings are a nightmare. I mean, they're never fun to begin with for anybody, but yeah, when you have kids around. Ugh. So, yeah, been doing that for a year. Did finally get the house sold. And we're like, hip, hip, hooray. And this whole while, Bob and I have been looking for a house. We'd put offers in. Always got turned down because on this house I would still technically not have it sold until the people's financing goes through. So I always had to put a selling contingency on our offer to purchase the other house. And most sellers don't like that. So most of our offers were declined. We did get one accepted offer, and then they had a bump clause that if they got a better offer where the other people didn't have a selling contingency, they had to come back to us first, see if we could lift our selling contingency. And of course we couldn't because I still had to sell my house. So we lost that one too. Let's fast forward to the past month or so. I did finally, again, sell my house. Yay! And ironically, it is to a guy that Bob works with, him and his wife, and they only live a block away. So, but they wanted an August 31st closing date. And at the time, now this was about, I don't know, must be about 5 weeks ago. At the time, that, sounded like that was plenty of time. So I went ahead and signed the agreement. Now, I bought this house on my own without Bob, so I'm the only one on the deed. So I'm the only one who signs off on it. So yeah, everything was hunky-dory till it came to the fact that we were absolutely not finding a house because we'd put an offer in, but technically, even though the house was sold, we still had to put a selling contingency on any offer we put in, which we still have to until their financing goes through, which hopefully will be in a week or two because the house hasn't even been appraised yet. You have to have the appraisal before they can approve the mortgage. So it will still be a bit before we can put an offer in on the house and say, no, we don't have a selling contingency because my house is sold. So, yeah. A couple of houses that we looked at we really, really wanted, and this one in particular, and this is when I got, how can I put it? I guess I came to a breaking point because we were getting down to the wire. We had to find, and we still do, have to find something. Or we would be out on our keisters as of the 31st of August. We would have nowhere to go. Out in the streets or living in our cars. And so I even offered to, because one of the reasons these people didn't want to put off the closing date, because we asked them to, and I thought especially with Bob knowing this guy, but yeah, even knowing him, Bob does not care for this guy. He, I guess, calls in sick more than he's actually at work, and he's just a complainer and a whiner. Not a nice person. But hey, my house is sold. I just feel sorry for my next door neighbors. But no, they didn't want to extend the closing date. And I thought, well, if their reasoning is because they didn't want to pay one, evidently they're renting a house right down the block from me. They didn't want to pay another month's rent. So I offered to pay their next month's rent for them. So had no idea what their rent was. I know it's an old house they're renting, but I offered them $800. I know their rent wasn't that much, but whatever. Well, they talked about it. Took forever to get back to me, and I'm sitting here on pins and needles wondering if, we got to be out by the 31st. Getting more and more panicky. And finally, they got back to my realtor and said, well, they'll give us $400 of that back and extend the closing date to September 11th. Woohoo. I mean, at least it gives us a good week and a half more, but with how long mortgages are taking, that only gave us, at that point in time, less than 2 weeks to find a house. Maybe like a week and a half. Well, the way things were going, Bob and I kind of knew that probably wasn't going to happen. And now, we originally were told it takes about a month to get a mortgage approved. Now, I talked to my lender and she says, yeah, but it is now taking between 5 and 6 weeks for mortgages to go through. And it's not really the lender itself, it's the appraisers are so crazily backlogged right now. They just cannot fit all the appraisals in. They're backed up for weeks on end. So, once the lender gets the appraisal finally from the appraiser, it takes less than a week for the mortgage to go through, hopefully go through, and not having financing fall through. Like my previous buyer. Did I talk about that? I'm sure I did. Yeah. So then, okay, we have till September 11th to get out of here. So we were thinking, okay, we had till August 11th then to find a house, only to find out mortgages are taking longer than a month to go through. I talked to my lender to see if there was any way to push it through faster, and no, it's, you're at the mercy of the appraiser. Well, August 11th has come and gone, as we all know. So we are SOL as far as finding anything in regard to buying a house before we have to be out of this house. Bob was having a really hard time understanding this whole thing, It was so unfair, and yes on one hand, no on the other. Because I said, if we buy a house, we specify the closing date too, and if the seller agrees to that, that's the binding contract. Well, shouldn't it? Yeah, I figured this one was going to run dry. That's why I brought another one. um, so, yeah, shouldn't have signed it, should have gave us more time. And I said, well, at the time that we signed this, it was like over a month ago. It was a good 5, 6 weeks ago. And so I think I finally have it, through his head, kind of the process, how it all works. But yeah, so I have slowly been going crazy, and it has, oh, to say the least, the stress just has been overwhelming. And that's why, yeah, I didn't do a color and chat. I had, one of the reasons was I had so many other videos to get caught up on. I wasn't sure what the future holds, so I had coloring books sitting on my desk for 2 months that I needed to do flip-throughs of. And I wanted to get through all of that, and I actually did. I was so proud of myself. I recorded up a storm, and like I said, I was working on the editing when I got the call. We had gone and seen a house, and Bob and I both really, really, really wanted this house. Because I just loved the house inside and out. It was exactly what I was looking for. The layout, I would have had a big family room for my craft room, 1 story, all the bedrooms, everything were on the same floor. Because I would love a ranch home. Bob loved the fact that it wasn't right in the city. It was just a little bit on the outskirts, so it was like you were out in the country, Came on this big lot. It was like half an acre. So for a lot, that's pretty big. And so we desperately, desperately wanted this house. And we actually bid, or offered, I should say. I always say bid. It's not an auction. We offered more than a little over $25,000 over asking price. And we thought for sure we had a good chance at getting this one finally. And that's how bad we wanted this house. It was really kind of pushing the budget and the upper limit of what we could afford. And we wouldn't normally go for that high of a price of a house, but that's how badly we both wanted this house. And yeah, after I was done recording, thank heavens it was after I got everything recorded. And I managed to get a couple of videos uploaded. But yeah, got the call. They took somebody else's offer. And they really liked our offer, but they didn't want to take the risk on the selling contingency. So that's what's killing us. Even though the house really is sold, the financing hasn't gone through yet. So, yeah, we have till September 11th. 9/11, isn't that ironic? I mean, I don't mean to imply that this has anywhere near the implications of what that day did, but just a bad day. And so I have been driving myself absolutely crazy on where we can go. I have been spending all day on the phone when Levi's napping. Otherwise, if he's playing nice and whatnot, I'm on the internet looking. But there is hardly any place at all, number one, that will rent month to month. Because, of course, we're going to have to look at temporarily renting something. And at this point, I don't care if we have to move into a one-bedroom apartment. I said, I don't need a bedroom. I can sleep in my recliner. Because of my back, I did it for a number of years. I said, I like my chair. That is no problem. My clothes, I can live out of a laundry basket. I don't care. I just want some kind of roof over our head. And yeah, very, very few places will do a month to month. The very few that I found that will do a month to month don't take pets, or they will take a dog but no cats. So I just kept striking out time after time after time, and let me tell you, day after day after day after spending, hours and hours trying to find somewhere for us to go. Yeah, it really was wearing me down. I was getting completely frazzled. I mean, I was to the point of looking at extended stay hotels. I knew it would be expensive, but, it was that, or yeah, literally live in your car. And what would I do with the pits then? It would, oh my gosh, it would totally break my heart if I had to get rid of my cats and my dog. This is what was all going through my head constantly. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, I didn't mean to do this during this color and chat, and I figured I'd be able to make it through. One moment, I'll be right back. Oh, I never even know where I left off with. I lose my train of thought when I'm not having to take a break here, much less when I have to stop and start the recording. I don't know, where was I? Oh, about getting a storage unit. Yeah, I managed to snag us one of those. And it's actually one around here, well, to the west of us a bit. Turns out it's the one my oldest daughter is vacating as of September 1st. So I knew that he had a bigger unit because she was getting out of hers because they just bought a new house. And so she'll have room to put all her stuff out there and no longer needs her storage unit. So I'll just be taking over, I should say we will just be taking over her storage unit. So I got that application filled out, and then we just got to get a check to them for the rent and then for the security deposit, which is another month's rent, which of course you get back when you move your stuff out. Now it is, just a month-to-month lease. So however long we need the stuff to be there, and it darn well better not be through winter. Because if it is, then there's quite a few things I'm going to have to go out and get out of that storage unit, like some of my coloring supplies and whatnot that I'm going to be putting out there. I'm only going to be taking along to the house the things that I feel I'll need in the next few months. I'm going to pack up all my pencils, and hopefully it won't get too hot in the next, month or two. It hasn't been real hot here, and typically it doesn't now anymore. I know you guys in the south would never be able to put your coloring supplies out in a storage unit, but I think I'll be pretty safe here. But I'm also going to be storing some markers. I'm just going to be taking along the ones that I use quite a bit. And of course, a bunch of my gel pens. And then a good box full of the coloring books that I color out of the most. And yeah, the rest are going to have to go into storage for a while. That's going to suck. Oh, but yeah. At least, now if we do get this house and it has 3 bedrooms, I'll be able to bring more stuff with me than what I originally anticipated. So I'm thinking, I'll bring more of my coloring supplies along, because I have the dual level cart, and then it's got 8 big drawers underneath it. And so I can fit a lot of coloring supplies on that cart. And that's where I have all of my markers right now. So I think if I take a few sets of markers and a bunch of gel pens, maybe I will take one set of, maybe I'll, bring along my Prismacolors at least. Just in case. But yeah, so I did start boxing up some books already, and this weekend now, although Saturday has already almost come and gone, it's Saturday evening already. Can't believe that, but I do want to start going through the pantry, through the Lazy Susan, go through all the food in the pantry. And I don't need all that canned stuff and, the dried goods and whatnot. So I'm going to package up what I can donate. Bob will probably take some out to his family and then box up. Well, I won't box up ours yet, but, just keep what I know we're going to eat within the next, month or whatever. And just get rid of everything else. I know there's some old stuff down in that. It's covered with pull-out shelves, and I know I have some old stuff down there that has to have expired already, so I'm just going to be tossing a bunch of crap, and I'll have to do that when Bob's not around. That man is so frugal. You can have something in the freezer. It's been in there for a month. It's half freezer burnt, and he will not let me throw it out. He will insist it's still good. I says, I am not eating them. Well, I'll eat it then. Oh my gosh. Gotta chip the ice out of it before you can even put it in the microwave. Oh, good heavens. So, yeah. Definitely gonna have to go through it when he's not around. Like, probably tomorrow night, because garbage comes on Monday morning. After he goes to bed, I can put everything in the garbage and he'll never know. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Because I know there's a couple things in the freezer too that, I think we all kind of collect a few things that should probably go out, but you never toss it out. We're pretty good at cleaning out the fridge every weekend on Sundays before garbage comes on Monday. And, anything that's older, any leftovers that probably aren't going to get eaten, things like that. It always gets tossed then on Sundays. But other things seem to just seem to keep growing. The canned goods down there, oh my gosh. Oh, yeah, so gotta do that, and that's why I still want to record tonight, even though I'm pretty tired. I have a number of other videos to get recorded yet. And as any of us color tubers can attest to, it takes longer to do all the other parts to get these uploaded to YouTube than it actually takes to record the video. So yeah, I will be, after I'm done recording, I'll be spending the rest of the night doing all of that. But then it'll leave my Sunday open to start going through things. So, yeah, that's where we're at. I am hoping I am going to hear from that gal. If not tonight, by tomorrow sometime, because I don't know what I'm going to do otherwise. Do I keep looking? I mean, I was going to look tonight on Craigslist again, see if there was, anything else out there to kind of, possibly inquire about, just so I had something in my back pocket in case this did fall through. I figure, well, doesn't hurt to, keep looking until I know for sure that this house is a sure thing. Right now, it's not a sure thing. Not until that application is filled out. We've actually seen the place, met her, know it's a real thing. And, then at that point, will feel much better knowing that we have somewhere to go to. It's not going to be a rinky-dinky one-bedroom apartment, because it's certainly, it would be a roof over our heads and we would make do. But boy, it would be hard babysitting 3 grandkids in something that little. So this house looks, even though it's an older home, you can tell it's been remodeled and stuff inside. And so, it looks like it would work out pretty good for us. And, me babysitting the grandkids. Plus, Jaden will be going back to school because our schools are opening right after Labor Day. At least the majority of them, not all of them. Some of them are going to be virtual, but Jaden's will be opening. Maddie's going to school to 4K, and they do 4K. One semester they go 3 days a week. The next semester they go 2 days a week, and then the other group goes, they exchange, because there's 2 groups of kids. The first semester, one group of kids goes 3 days, the other group goes 2 days. Then the next semester, that group that went 2 days then switches to 3 days, and vice versa. So, starting then this fall, there are a number of days I am only going to have Levi. So that'll make things easier, and they are starting to work on, I don't know if for you that have been with me for quite a while, I think I had mentioned quite a while back that the daycare that Maddie goes to, is going to be adding on, because as of now they don't accept infants, and they're adding on to their place and will be accepting babies. And originally it was supposed to be open September 1st. Well, with everything going on, that put the construction on hold. Now they just broke ground and they're starting to build it, and they're hoping to have it up and running and open in January. But they had to already pre-register the kids that they're going to want to go there, so they have an idea of how many are going to be there. So Heather got little Levi registered, and he's going to be going probably 2 or 3 days a week even. And she's going to try to coordinate it with the days that Maddie goes to school, so then she doesn't have to drive all the way out here by me at all on those days. I don't know what that's going to be like, not having any kids whatsoever a couple days a week. Oh my gosh. One moment. On that note, I had to take a drink. Yeah, I'm surprised it's not a mixed drink, boy. I tell you, the other night I said, God, I could go for a beer. And I very rarely drink. I only drink, I'll have a wine cooler or something, like when we're at like a birthday party, or Heather for Levi's birthday. She made this really nummy punch. And then there, for us that wanted some spiked nummy punch, there was some vodka you could put in it. So I had a few little vodka punches. That sounds funny. But yeah, otherwise I don't drink. But it's like, oh my gosh. And then it's like, Lisa, yeah, getting drunk wouldn't help you at all. You just have a hangover and feel worse in the morning. And you would end up just having a huge pity party and crying half the night. So, yeah, don't need that. But it would have been nice to just sit down, maybe with a glass of wine or something. But I don't typically drink just by myself. I have to be out and socialize. You know, I'm a more social drinker than anything. So, yeah, just even having a glass of wine by myself isn't, yeah. So, yeah, don't want to become an alcoholic or anything over all this. Not that I would. So, how is this going to affect the channel? Well, when we do have to start moving stuff out, my desk is going to have to go into storage. This is a big, honkin', heavy desk that is L-shaped. This section is about, what is it, over 3 feet deep. And I think it must be, how long was it? The width, I should say, of this, I think it's like 5.5 feet, maybe. So that's this big section, and that's what I color at. Well, then there's a cadenza up above. That's the length of the entire desk with 2 doors that flip open, and that's where I got all my binders and stuff. Gotta pack all that up. Oh. But that cadenza comes off. But this is all metal, so this desk weighs an absolute ton. Well, then there's the L part over here to my right. That is not quite as deep as this. I think that's only like maybe 2 feet deep, but it's really long too, and it comes out a ways. Well, even that part is extremely heavy. So there's no way we're going to move this thing into a house only to have to move it again. So it's going to be easier just to move it into storage, and get it just, you don't have to fit it through a door, up steps, or anything. So when I do record, I am just going to be recording on the dining room table, which is going to be fine. I know that's what a lot of people do, right? I do have my different type of stand that I use now. I used to have one that I clipped to my desk. It was with a clamp. I no longer use that. I have one here that is on a stand, a weighted base, so I should be able to sit at my table and record. But that's once we get moved, once things maybe get settled for a little while until we actually get a house. So the schedule of recordings is subject to change. In the past, as you know, I've always tried to get out some kind of video to you guys every single day. Whether it's just a short flip through, whether it's a swatching video, a diamond painting unboxing, something. And I hope I wasn't overwhelming you guys with videos, and that you liked getting a little something something every day from me. And you will be getting probably inundated with videos this next week because, like I said, I recorded up a storm last weekend, but didn't get too many of them uploaded to YouTube. So between this weekend and last weekend, I have a crap ton to get up to YouTube. And then I will schedule them. Well, we can already see what this is going to be, can't we? Who's that? Can we say money, money, money? So yeah, you will be seeing a lot of videos this next week. I probably am going to kind of keep some in my back pocket. But like I said, even those older flip through, well, the flip through videos of the books that have been sitting here for 2 months, I kind of want to get them up also because, yeah, they have been sitting here so long. So I may just go ahead and release all of these next week. So you will probably be getting a couple videos a day next week. And that's, well, I am going to work real hard on getting as many videos edited and getting links and thumbnails created and everything uploaded to YouTube for as many videos as I can tonight. Possibly in the morning too. I don't know. But I do want to, start packing some things and stuff tomorrow. So may not get everything uploaded to YouTube that I want. And it's just so hard for me to get back at that during the week. Get my laptop back out and, after the kids leave at night, I'm just kind of brain dead, and especially brain dead now. I don't know how I've been getting through the days watching them lately. I've just, been so fried, and then watching those three, and good thing I don't bite my fingernails. They'd be bloody stumps by now. Actually, my fingernails were getting so nice. Then I broke this one off. I'm like, oh, they were looking so nice. And I put really pretty gold glitter nails on this morning. You'd think I learned my lesson. Too, because these are nail strips. and I love them. Love, love, love them. I should know better than to put those on and within an hour wash my hands and make a meal. Because for Levi's party, I had put nail strips on. I left them for a little while, but then I washed my hands and I had to make some tuna salad for the party. And yep, lost like 2 or 3 nails. Thank heavens I found them. They were not in the tuna salad. But it's like, oh man. Well, yeah, dummy Lisa does the same thing today. Put my nail strips on this morning. Waited, for a while, but then washed my hands and then proceeded to make Bob and I some homemade ham and cheese omelets and American fries and toast. So we had breakfast for lunch. It was delicious. But yeah, Bob all of a sudden found something glittering on the floor. He goes, "What the heck is this?" And he showed it to me. I'm like, "Oh, it's my fingernail." He goes, "It's your what?" Said it's what I just got done putting on my fingernails. Well, how'd that happen? I said it fell off. So I looked at my fingernails. Here, 3 of them were gone. I'm like, uh-oh. I said, "You didn't find anything in your omelet, did you?" Well, I did find all 3. Like, that would be awful. I says, "I don't think there'd be anything toxic in them, but you get a little bit of a crunch to your omelet, you know what it is." Oh my gosh. So yes, I have naked nails for 2 weekends in a row. Last weekend I just didn't feel like putting any on. And because I'm going to be doing so much packing and boxing up and you name it, I know that if I don't clip these down, I'm going to end up breaking one off or bending it back. And boy, anybody that's done that, and I think we all have, knows how much that hurts. So rather than tempt fate, I'm going to cut them all down to probably this length. And they grow pretty fast, so. But yeah, I'm just going to be doing too much with my hands and stuff to tempt fate. So yeah, I'm going to cut them all off tonight so that when I start going through everything tomorrow, plus I can type a heck of a lot faster. So I'm probably going to cut them off before I start uploading stuff because I have to do some typing to do the thumbnails, get links, all of that stuff. So I am a fast touch typist. I typically type over 100 words a minute, but not when I have nails. Not accurately, anyhow. So, yeah, I'm still trying to get used to my new laptop, though, because this laptop is a 17-inch, whereas my old one was a 15. So this laptop has the keypad over on the right-hand side, which my old one didn't. So the keyboard itself is shifted to the left farther than what I'm used to. And when you're a touch typist, your hands automatically go to the home row. They automatically know where to go. Well, on this keyboard, unfortunately, my fingers this one is not on the A, it's over on the S because I'm used to them being over here and they're over here. Does that make any sense? So yeah, I'm still trying to get used to that laptop. but I will eventually. And then I go from the laptop to the keyboard on my I'm just losing it. On my iPad, I have the Apple Magic Keyboard, and I love it. But you go from this great big honkin' keyboard to the iPad keyboard, and you're talking about going from one extreme to the other. But you know, for a Bluetooth keyboard for a tablet, oh, let me tell you, that thing costs a fortune, but oh my gosh, I love it, love it, love it. And now I found a really neat little stand, because I have my iPad sitting next to me on the end table when I want to watch YouTube videos when I color at night. And it would always be down too far for me to, I mean, it was down a little bit too far for me to watch videos, but that I could handle. But then if I wanted to, I typically like to make a comment on a video that I watch. Not always. Sometimes I just hit the like button and I don't comment, but many times I comment. Well, yeah, that keyboard was down too far for me to really type. Now I found this really nice. I think it's actually supposed to be a laptop stand, but it fits iPads really well, and it's at an angle. And I thought, that's at an angle with the keyboard from the Magic Keyboard. And then, I don't know, for those of you that are familiar with the Magic Keyboard, the keyboard looks like it kind of, or the iPad looks like it kind of floats then. So that's an additional angle to it. So if I have the keyboard angled like this, and I angle the iPad itself, it's facing right at me. It's elevated just perfect, and the size of it fits on my end table over there, because I have limited real estate over there for as far as room to put it. And what I had been using was just my pencil case with my Prismacolors in, and I had to always make sure I had that all off the end table before the kids came in the morning. Didn't want him at my Prismacolor pencils. Well, now I just, grab this thing and put it up on the dining room table. But yeah, that works really well. So got that whole set up. But yeah, going back and forth between those keyboards, it's one extreme to the other, where my 15-inch keyboard was kind of in between. So, but I do like them. And I'm getting more used to them. So, all right, I think I about talked myself out. I think I brought you guys all up to date. Sorry for probably boring you to death, but I just kind of wanted to let you know. I know after my post last week, I had gotten some comments, oh, hope everything's all right. And, so I did want to let you guys know that it wasn't anything health-wise, or anything like that. So, can't even remember if, I believe I did state something that it was maybe with the housing, didn't I? But yeah, I just thought I would update you guys with the current situation, and that hopefully we won't be homeless in a few weeks. That I hopefully have finally found something for us. So yeah, please keep us in your thoughts and prayers. Keep your fingers crossed, toes crossed, eyes crossed, not when you're driving though. And yeah, I guess one way or another things will work out. But Lisa always has this, pessimistic kind of, sometimes. Typically, I'm pretty much a glass, half full type of person. But lately it's, I mean, my anxiety and stress and depression and, oh, yeah, it's been kind of running overload. So I think we'll finish these couple lines and then we'll call it good. I guess this color and chat actually got to be quite a bit longer than I thought it was going to be. Oh gosh. For anybody that has made it to this point, God bless you. Oh, I don't know. I don't want it to be a pity party. I don't want it to be a whining video, but I guess that's kind of what it turned out to be, didn't it? And again, sorry if, like I said, if you didn't want to hear all about the house, you could have turned it off in the beginning, I guess. Hopefully, next weekend I can do a color and chat that will bring awesome, excellent news. Yes. See, again, it's upside down, but yeah, what is that? Who is that? Show me the money. Alrighty. Where's my cover? Oh, it's on the end of the pen. Imagine that. Okay. That's like my dad. So many times he'd be looking all over for his pencil because he used to be in construction. So when he added on to our house and stuff, he did it all himself. So he'd always be looking for his pencil to make marks on the wood and stuff. So many times he'd have it behind his ear. It's like, have you ever done that? You're looking and looking and looking for something here. It's either in your hand or you have it on top of your head or in your mouth. I've done that. I'm looking all over for my pen and I have it in my mouth. Oy vey. Oh, drop the cap. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys go. You have heard enough of me by now. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video, or at least put up with it. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new to my channel. It really does help. I hope everybody's having a terrific weekend. This may not get uploaded till tomorrow because it is getting kind of late. But yes, I hope your weekend's going great. And as always, happy coloring. Bye, guys.